Next, Senator Wyden from Oregon.
Thank you very much, Chairman Ryan. Colleagues, I think that Senator Murray and Congressman Van Hollen are leading Democrats superbly, and I want to make it clear, I think that the constructive tone that we've heard from colleagues on the other side is very helpful as well. This budget conference is an opportunity to transition from crisis to consensus, and we have to keep our eye on the stark reality. The government shutdown has hurt our economy and slowed economic growth. I was struck, Congressman Van Hollen mentioned a couple of the headlines. The one that is particularly painful to me is entitled, "Consumer Confidence Collapsed This Month." Thanks, Congress. So our first, second, and third priority is to find policies that help grow wages, create good jobs, and help our people. We want to make sure that the middle class can stay on the rungs of the middle class economic ladder, and we want to have policies that help those that aren't there get there. And a key to this is to provide, with our efforts, a new measure of stability and predictability for our economy. So I want to tick off just three very quick points. The first is taxes. The tax code just turned 100, and it looks every day its age. It is a broken, inefficient mess. It's time to clean it up and bring it into the 21st century. I want to make it clear I'm totally committed to comprehensive tax reform, and also there are plenty of rip-offs and loopholes for us to close in the meantime without jeopardizing the goal of comprehensive tax reform. So my hope is that this conference can put our feet in both camps, for tax reform and against tax rip-offs. And some good places to start. Certainly the provisions in the tax code that encourage companies to move investment and jobs overseas is a good place to start with respect to closing some of those wasteful loopholes. And then 1986, as colleagues here have discussed in the past, is a pretty good model for bipartisan tax reform. Second is Medicare. The future for Medicare, in my view, is better care at lower cost. And Medicare in 2013 is very different than Medicare in 1965. Chronic disease, cancer, diabetes, strokes, and heart problems drive Medicare like never before. Current government rules and practices impede our efforts to deliver to these vulnerable seniors better care at lower prices. Senator Isaacson, Congressman Welsh, Congressman Paulson, and I are working on a bipartisan proposal to address these issues. We look forward to working with the conference on those questions. There is a better way, colleagues. There is something between slashing benefits and standing pat. We look forward to working with all of you on that. Third point deals with the fairness question. My view is there has to be parity between defense and non-defense in the overall efforts of this agreement. The rules of the whole sequestration debate, we all know that you walk into a Dairy Queen, nobody knows what sequestration is. But they do know what fairness is. And the rules were that you were going to cut defense and non-defense equally. To change those rules in the middle of this debate, I think would be a very substantial mistake. And it seems to me that what we do with respect to defense, if we're adding money back there, we need to make an equal commitment to health, education, infrastructure, and science investments that will secure our future. Those three areas, taxes, the question of better care at lower cost through Medicare reforms, and budget fairness, strike me as three areas where we can, as colleagues have said, come together and find common ground. I look forward to working with all of you to do that. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.